about 5 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I said, let me get up. I made me a protein smoothie. I drank that already. It's full of blackberries, so some good stuff in there. I made me a cup of hot tea, drinking that, and I'm sitting here in my robe, which is hot. But I wanted to come on early to just talk about the book that I'm reading on How to Write a Grant, Become a Grant Writing Unicorn by Meredith Noble. This is her second edition, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about a grant and the reason to get a grant in the state where I'm at as a nonprofit executive leader. I noticed even more after almost 4 years doing this since 2021, having my 501c in 2022 and having the EIN number. I'm noticing how much more that I need a vehicle, not my personal vehicle. I'm no, even though when as I was reading some stuff with this book, and as I've been reading some stuff about using your personal stuff and getting it written off, I don't know if it's too late for that, but I've already used my vehicle for almost 3.5 years, right? By going to get stuff from the pantry, by getting donations and putting everything in my car, by using the wear and tear of my vehicle is what I noticed. It's only 6 years old, but it was my personal choice to use it because that is all I have. So as I'm learning to write a grant, I've only been on like the second or third page. I know I can get a grant to get my own vehicle. Um, Mostly, I want a van that will have AC in the heat in the winter, AC in the summer. Um, Very good care of the traveling, the tires, and all of that. But when I went out yesterday, and good morning to who's ever on. When I went out yesterday and noticed that the the vehicle that I'm using, I mean it's a vehicle and you can use it for these things, is generally for me and my family, my children, my grandchildren, whoever, friends, family, whoever comes in contact with that need a ride, and we just riding around and going places, right? But also a stabilized place to keep the vehicle when I get it. So when I'm reading this book about how to write a grant, I'm definitely going to be putting in place to make sure that now I don't know if this is possible, but to make sure that I can have full year insurance, parking, and ways to write off the gas. Now, as a nonprofit, you should have an account. We definitely have that. So we have um, donors who donate, right? And we fundraisers, and that all goes to the account. But the write off stuff is what I'm learning. Also, my hair needs to be. It don't need to be washed. It was just washed. Why is it so itchy? I don't know. So yeah, those are the things that I'm going through. With being a non hi, thank you. With being a nonprofit leader, um, your head, you always thinking of ways to grow. You always seeing the matches. Like I follow this lady called Boss Lady on YouTube, and I follow her because she gives so many tips on things you can do to enhance your nonprofit. So I said, I'm going to get up early, even though I was up because I went to bed so early. but I want to find out who needs to be involved with the grant writing. And it's your board, it's your liaison. Well, I don't know if other people have liaisons, but I made it up because I'm a liaison on a nonprofit. So I have liaisons on in our organization, and you need everybody involved. This is this book is telling me who needs to be involved and who needs to be on page, because if you don't have a board meeting and let people know that you are in the process of writing a grant, that defeats the purpose of running a nonprofit. So I put it out there to our board that I purchased the book, and I'm learning more about grant writing so I can write a grant. And you must tell them the reason you want the grant. Not just to know all about the grants. We specifically need a vehicle. We need a vehicle. We need a vehicle, and when we get and in the meantime, with me writing a grant writing is very tedious and long process and all of that. But once you got it down, you got it down. But in the process, I'm looking for a van to be donated to us, and they can use our EIN number as a tax write-off. So I'm putting that out there. I'm looking for. You ever see these school buses that people turn into um, their homes? Well, I've seen that. A school bus turned into a tiny home or office. Those type of things. Donate the school bus to me. I'll get it fixed up. I'll get it fixed up. And those type of things keep me up. They keep me up. So I'm always trying to find out how the next thing can help us elevate. So I kept y'all up to with me, all right? So while I'm reading, learning more about grant writing, in the meantime, you know any organizations, if you know anybody with January 2025 starting, somebody wants to donate a van, I can get fixed up. If somebody wants to donate an old school bus, because 20-degree weather yesterday. Another thing I was noticing, if I had a mobile vehicle, if I went to the pantry where I go once a week out in Long Island City called 9 Million Reasons, and they never ever turned me down from getting stuff for my organization. And I could pile up how much stuff I want. But I only have a little Mitsubishi, which is a blessing. It's a 2018 Mitsubishi Mirage, so you know it's small. If I had a vehicle that I can pile that stuff up and go from block to block in the winter, this is what I'm talking about, in the winter, I can have people line up, well, the liaisons where I come to their blocks, they can have people line up, and we can disperse the potatoes, the plantains, the asparagus, the sugar snap peas, clothes. I have someone gonna be donating men's clothes, just clothes and coats. Could you imagine? I can. So if you know anything, any kind of way, hit me up right on here. And Lils4 free at yahoo.com. All right. Let me get back to my reading, because I've been trying to deter myself from the exercise that I got to do today. And the reading I have to definitely put in some time for. Thank you in advance, and thank you for supporting. You can share this. Have a nice day.